I mean, one of the policies which is most controversial in my mind was graduate mother policy. My wife and I are graduates. We would have benefited from it, but we were opposed to it. But I saw the logic of what he was trying to do. He wanted greater talent for this place. But I thought where he didn't get it right was he didn't see that this would divide a people that he was trying to unite.
Absolutely.
But eventually he saw it, and he gave in, and he did away with that.
Yeah, but the thing is, the impulses, just in case, just for those of us who may not be familiar with the Graduate Mothers scheme, it had two parts. The first part is that if you are a graduate and a mother of 3 children before the age of 28, you get a $10,000 tax rebate every year. And on the other hand, if you don't have X number of O-level passes, you will be given $10,000 not to have another child after your first child or second child, I believe. That's broadly the scheme. Obviously, the second part of the scheme is a lot more controversial. Right? Now, it's pragmatic. It is about wanting, but it's based on the assumption that, number one, that intelligence is measured by academic grades, right? Because that's the yardstick. And number two, an intelligent mother, not father, an intelligent mother will give birth, has a much higher chance of giving birth to an intelligent child. That's the assumption. So if that is the assumption, then we'll have, therefore, a lot more intelligent children who'll go to Cambridge and do well, right? But now we're talking about the top universities, of course, NUS, you know. So the question here is, that's his thinking. Now, was he in a position, or did he allow for that theory to be sufficiently stress tested? So every one of us can have a theory or hypothesis based on our own ideology, based on our reading and exposure. But when you're making a decision on behalf of the entire country and entering into people's private lives decisions about having a second child, third child, the question I guess that people are asking is, was it tested? Would he bounce off these things before it's implemented?
I think he did. I think in one of the lunches we had, he was a firm believer in
eugenics,
on matters pertaining to gene.
Yeah.
Genes.
Then I said that, and he was saying this, you know, if you look at the Olympic championship, those who win the 100 meters are always the Negroes. Black people who has a motto to run faster and quicker. They have the build to run. But when it comes to golf, at that time, we have the Taiwanese, American, and European controlling the golf scene. There was no black who can play golf very well. Then towards the later part, when Tiger Woods came, I said, what happened to Tiger Woods?
There's half
Well,
black.
he has a mix.
But I
So
think
fundamentally he believes in that. But I think the underside of this policy is not the reward that the graduate mothers are getting in terms of 10,000 incentive, but the counter policy where those who are lowly educated from poor family will have to go through ligation or sterilization. So I think
Not have to go through, but you are incentivized if you go through.
you are given incentive to go through ligation or sterilization, and there's carrot dangled to you so that you can get some money and get priority for HDB flats. I think the policy cut both ways, but as an unpopular policy,
Right.
tested by time, I think he later realized that this policy did not work.
Pulled out.
Yeah?
Yes.
So
I think he was.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, I think just now you mentioned that the assumptions, right? I think that's a very dangerous point, right? That's very, very dangerous because it's one man's assumptions, right? Had we been a little bit more deliberative, I think this could have been open for debate. Right? I think the other point about that the graduate mother scheme, the part 1, part 2, is that incentivizing is all very pragmatic. Then we sort of reduce the person to just a digit, just a numbers, just an economic entity, a unit, right? And that disregard the whole idea of ethics, the whole idea of what being a human is.
Right.